Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today I want to talk about I don't necessarily think it's a hidden feature of the Xbox Series X, but this feature is pretty cool, so you're going to want to hear this. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started with this. So jumped on and I was playing some Assassin's Creed Unity today with somebody. We were doing the online missions, and I was like, you know what? Let's switch our Xbox resolution, the internal resolution, to 1080p. So we switched to the 1080p, and oh my gosh, yeah. So it restores everything. Like it makes your 1080p TV look like it. Well, it makes your 4K TV look like it's a 1080p TV. So it makes brings all the detail and everything back, so the image doesn't look stretched. And this does work with your auto HDR and your FPS boost. So you're getting a much cleaner, crisper picture at like a native 1080p that's not being blown out trying to upscale it to the 4K. And since then I have tested a whole bunch of games. So I've tested let me see, let me get down here to some of these. So tested Ace Combat 7, looks phenomenal. Assassin's Creed Unity looks phenomenal. Batman Arkham Knight looks phenomenal. Dark Souls 3, oh my gosh, looks phenomenal with 60 frames per second. Dragon Age Inquisition, oh my goodness. Dirt Rally, yeah, all of these games now that are 1080p, they look far more crisp. I mean, yeah, they're still 1080p, but it doesn't blow them out. It doesn't distort the image. It doesn't ruin them anymore. So the reason why I'm bringing this up and talking about it is because of FPS boost. So we've all seen a lot of games get 120 FPS. We've seen a lot of games get all of these features that are giving us up to 100 FPS, up to 120 FPS on some of these games running the original Xbox One version of these games. This is phenomenal. This is freaking amazing. You know me. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm a freaking, you know I care about my graphics and my visuals. And this is one of those things that always bugged me. It always irritated me that these 1080p games would look so freaking bad when they're being blown up and stretched onto that 4K image. Well, this here makes it so they don't look that way. They actually look and play, like you originally remember them. Like Assassin's Creed Unity looks freaking phenomenal. Like all of the details back, everything it looks good. It looks like you remember. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, it's a softer image or whatever, because of the 1080p still, but the detail and everything is back. It looks great. I highly recommend that if you are playing a 1080p game, that you set your resolution to 1080p. And how you do that is you're just going to go into, you're going to go into your you're going to go up to your thing, you're going to go into settings, and then where it says TV display options, where it says resolution, you're just going to hit the 1080p. You're going to lock that in, and once you lock that in, it will lock your output to 1080p. So now my whole dash and everything is 1080p. It looks like it did a little while back before the 4K upgrade. But now when you play games like Dark Souls, or let me see, what's another one that I did not test just yet? Oh, got to go all the way down to the 1080p one. So let's check out Far Cry 4, because Far Cry 4 has FPS boost. It has let's see what it all has. Yeah, it has FPS boost, auto HDR. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see just how good this makes this game look after being, I mean, because Far Cry games have always been pretty beautiful, and they've always looked really good. And now with the inclusion of Dolby of auto HDR that is outputting in Dolby Vision, you're gonna get, oh wow, that blue and that orange looks so freaking good. Like, this looks freaking phenomenal. I'm so glad that I happened to stumble upon this today, because I don't hear anybody else talking about this. And if you're like me and you've got a lot of digital games and a lot of them are the 1080p version, and a lot of these games that are getting FPS boost are retaining that 1080p. They're not getting that 4K output. So it's kind of leaving a lot of people wanting. But once I saw Dark Souls 3 at 60 frames a second at 1080p with this, I'm a believer. Like this is amazing. You know, you can get the best of both worlds now. You can have a pretty decent image quality, as well as play your games at a much higher resolution. And this is just great. I don't know. I don't understand why nobody's talking about this hidden majestic feature that maybe people know about it. Maybe I'm just the one that's like, oh my gosh, but the person I was playing with, he didn't even know it. And I told him to switch his, and he's even seeing this amazing thing. So many of these 1080p games that I thought were essentially, you know, unplayable are now playable again. You know, you get into Watch Dogs and I'm like, wow, that one looks pretty freaking good too. This one right here, I mean, we're going to see if it enhances it. Because, oh yeah. Yeah, I can tell you right now, this looks pretty freaking good. I mean, yeah, it's still, I mean, you could definitely still tell that it's like a 1080p, but it doesn't look blown out. It doesn't look terrible. And with the addition of the HDR, yeah, that looks way freaking better. I'll tell you what, the best looking one that I seen was probably Assassin's Creed Unity and Dragon Age Inquisition. Both of those games look freaking phenomenal. I'm pretty sure that it would probably work. Let's see what Rise, Son, and Rome looks like. Might as well try it, right? Got it downloaded. Might as well try it, see what it looks like. Because this one here is going to have auto HDR. Wow, that's cool. Auto HDR. I wish this game would get the FPS boost. Could you imagine playing this game at 60 frames a second? That would be so freaking cool. Yeah, I can already tell you, just this right here is starting to look pretty, like it looks good now, because it doesn't look like the image is being stretched to it doesn't look like the image is being stretched to 1080p now. It actually looks like it's a native resolution. It looks freaking good. It looks crisp, it looks clean. It looks as good as you remember. And that is by far the most amazing thing that let's see. Let's just continue the king or whatever. Oh yeah. That looks pretty good right there. That is looking pretty good, man. I mean, the 30 FPS is a little bit... See, but the camera's moving perfect enough to where it's not like all like twitchy or whatever. The loading time on some of these games, man. I'm not going to put them all on my SSD just to load these ones faster. I mean, I can wait a couple minutes, but... I mean, yeah, this looks so clean now. It looks so much better. Just that one little trick, man. Setting your resolution to 1080p to play these older games with your FPS boost. Wow. I mean, what more could you honestly ask for to be able to still have a decent looking image and to be able to play that game? Oh, you know what one I should try is Rage 2. Because Rage 2 was capped at 1080p, but it had 60 frames a second already. So I wonder, or maybe even Battlefield. Yeah, some of those games that are playing at 120 frames a second now. This is actually, in my opinion, me just barely stumbling upon this. Like, this is pretty freaking cool. Like, this restores that value to a lot of games that, you know, that you want to play, but like, I mean, some of them just look so bad when they're on that, when they're being upscaled into the 4K on your TV. I mean, this TV here does have a pretty decent upscaler, so it actually looks pretty decent. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at that. It looks just as good as it looked back on regular Xbox. Doesn't look all blown out. Everything. I mean, you still get the, yeah. That looks way better. A lot cleaner. You can actually see the face without it looking all blurry. Yeah, dude, this is so cool. I'm so happy about this. It's not even funny. So, like I said, just go into your menu, go into your settings, do the 1080p, drop it down to 1080p when you're playing 1080p games, and it will it will restore that image to those games, and then you will be able to use them with the FPS boost, and you are going to have a much better experience. So if you found this interesting or you like this content, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.